Hey everyone, BAND-MAID released another song, The Dragon Cries, and this is likely to be the final song released before the release of the new album Conquer, which is only 3 weeks away. And this is another extremely polarizing track. Now, there are already people with their pitchforks and such claiming that this song is the end of BAND-MAID and BAND-MAID is selling out and this and that and blah blah blah. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and see where I fall under this. Now, the song does open with marching and does have a bit of a 70s flair to it in terms of the song's aesthetic. However, it is with, of course, a modern flair to it. The guitar work from Konami and Miku on this track is just really fantastic, and the song definitely does have that classic heavy metal feeling of something from the 1970s. And Misa's bass work on this track is just absolutely fantastic, especially when it comes to the right after the second chorus or at the start of the second verse are those really awesome moments. And then there's a little neat Akane guitar solo. Sorry, drum solo, excuse me. I got jumbled up there, but there is a really awesome good drum solo right before a guitar solo there. And the song does feature a pretty darn catchy chorus. Now, this is a song that is on English, and I'm going to address one of the complaints of the song right now, is that the English isn't very good. They should have just stuck to singing in Japanese. Well, one, there isn't the mass appeal of that because there are people out there who will refuse to listen to anything foreign. And BAND-MAID is a band that really wants to get, especially now, they're definitely trying to get the world demographic. And in order to do that, one of the ways you can do that is to make it easier is by singing in English, which is a language a lot of people in the West know. The other aspect is it's not like singing in English is selling out. There are plenty of bands out there from Japan that have sung mostly in English or have entire songs in English, and it's not like they're exactly fluent either. For example, one of my favorite bands, The Gazette, like their English, especially in like the early years, like from their formation like 2002 all the way until like 2010 or somewhere around that range, their English basically sounded still like it was being sung in Japanese. So, but yeah, they've improved to the point where their English right now just sounds really solid. So, it's definitely something that BAND-MAID can definitely greatly improve on, especially since I think Miku's taken English classes. And also, the song does actually have proper grammar and stuff with the lyrics. Because that's one thing. That's another thing that happens with a lot of Japanese bands when they sing in English is that you can sort of see what they're getting at, but the meaning, um, like the phrase structure isn't like proper. So that's not me ragging on those bands. It's just more of an explanation for those sort of things, and am confident that they will definitely be better sung English later down the road. The song was mixed by a more old school producer in Miniscati, who I don't know if this is the mix that's going to be on the album. I heard that this might be a sort of separate mix from the one that we're going to get on the album. This is more of like a side thing. I don't know, but the mix here, the instruments do feel a lot more separated, and the vocals very much do feel like they're on top of everything. There is another thing I would like to say about the drumming on this track from Akane is that it's very much more restrained here. And this song is a bit more on the simple side in terms of its instrumentation structure, especially if you compare it to songs like the last BAND-MAID song that came out, which just had a shoot ton of stuff going on. There is still some pretty awesome stuff here. And it's just a great example of BAND-MAID expanding themselves and sort of, excuse me, a great example of BAND-MAID expanding their sort of sound and reaching these new horizons. And I really do not honestly get what the fuss is about this track. I mean, are we really? I have a feeling we're in that stage where people are gonna start complaining. Like we're in the stage where we're in the same stage that baby metal fans have been in for since Metal Resistance came out, basically, where they're just gonna everyone's just gonna complain about the new thing if it doesn't sound like something off of World Domination, or just bring it. Like if it's something new, everyone's just gonna complain. I feel like we're in that era of it's a double standard when you reach a certain level of fame, because if you don't like change and evolve and experiment a little bit and take some risks, then everyone's just gonna call you a sellout. That you're, like the old stuff is better, blah blah blah. However, if you do if you just play the old stuff, it's like people will say you're stagnant, you're running out of ideas, the gimmick's over, and that sort of thing. So it's very much a sort of double standard, and this is not exclusive to BAND-MAID. Like pretty much nearly every single musical act falls under that, and it is a real shame that it's like you can experiment, but you can't experiment. So yeah, it's really unfortunate that that's the way that music listeners are. However, it's just what it is. Like I said, I do really like this track. I will admit I was not sure about the mixing on the chorus the first time I heard it, just because I felt like all the instruments were quiet. However, it did come around to me on the time the second chorus hit, and this song might require more multiple listens for me before I like give it a like definitive rating, and especially since I'm going to be reviewing this album anyway when it comes out. So, yeah. I'll have plenty of time to hear this song out. It's definitely a pretty awesome track, and one that is definitely, I do think definitely people who are more a fan of the um, older style of metal, especially from like that 70s when like heavy metal was just starting to like be a thing. Okay, it started in like the late 60s, I think, but you get the idea. If people who are a fan of that sort of style and are more, however, and want a more modern flair to it, I definitely do think that they will like this. And it's also definitely its own sound, especially, well, I mean, that's what we expect with BAND-MAID. And I think that this is going to show that the new album, Conqueror, is just going to be an extremely diverse album sound-wise. And I am honestly actually looking forward to hearing this sort of other experimentation that BAND-MAID does on this album. And yeah. So yes, BAND-MAID is not done. There's no need to cancel BAND-MAID. There's no need to claim hysteria that BAND-MAID are in a contract where they're being forced to do these songs, where they're being forced to work with Western people, and they need help on this song. But yeah, that's the other thing is that there are people complaining about the lyrics not being written for the song, and it's like, well, the lyrics for BAND-MAID songs weren't written by BAND-MAID until one song on Just Bring It and then All World Domination, but y'all don't complain about the songs beforehand because they weren't written by BAND-MAID, and you're going to complain that this song isn't written by BAND-MAID. So that there's another bit of lyrically, but yeah, I guess that's also why the English was good, is because it was, I think, lyrically also written by Tony as well. So yeah. Anyways, I hope I didn't go into a bit of a rant and a tangent on the song. I do like it. Let me know what you thought of the song in the comments down below, and I hope you all have a great day.